world know that Onika Tanya Mirage would never, has never, and will never speak ill of anyone's child. I am not a clown. That's clown shit.
Nicki must have really missed the memo on how the Carters handled their business because, baby, Beyoncé might have been silent for months while Nicki threw shade at her and Jay-Z for no reason, but that silence is officially over. Beyoncé is done playing nice and has started pulling industry strings to make sure Nicki feels the consequences in the most powerful way possible. Whatever project Nicki had lined up for next year is about to be the lowest performing release of her entire career, and it's not by accident. Beyoncé's influence runs deep, and when she moves, the whole industry shifts. And let's talk about the nerve Nicki had.
Papa. Go get him.
She didn't just run her mouth about music, she crossed the line and started talking about Beyoncé's kids. Yes, Beyoncé's kids. People are genuinely stunned because that's a move nobody expected from her. Lately, Nicki's been on social media acting completely out of pocket, like she's not even thinking straight. It's been days of wild posts, heated rants, and reckless shade, almost like she's in some chaotic spiral. She's gone from making shocking remarks about Cardi's children to now dragging Beyoncé's babies into the mess, and that's where she messed up big time. The Carters don't forget, and they definitely don't forgive moves like that. Let's not forget, this is the same woman who once swore up and down that she would never speak on anyone's child. Her own words, not mine. And yet, here she is, showing the world just how two-faced she can be. She's out here going after Beyoncé's kids, making claims about their health in the most disrespectful way possible, and it's got people shaking their heads in disbelief. She's not just stepping over a line, she's running full speed past it like there won't be consequences. Meanwhile, folks online have been pointing out the hypocrisy. She's allegedly been talking about Beyoncé's children while people are whispering about her own household situation, making the entire thing feel messy and personal. Nicki's obsession with Beyoncé and Jay-Z has been brewing for years. In her mind, they're the root of everything that's gone wrong in her career. She's been targeting them like they're her personal enemies, even though they've stayed quiet for the most part. Last year, right in the middle of her drama with Megan Thee Stallion, she suddenly started taking shots at Jay-Z, dragging his name into her feud like it was personal. And that wasn't the end of it. She started pointing fingers at industry insiders, spinning stories that left everyone confused. On one of her upcoming tracks, she even hints at Desiree allegedly firing a bunch of people out of nowhere, people who were blindsided and hurt, allegedly left scrambling without warning.
Tweets I've seen you post disrespecting me, idiot Wilson. All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why? When y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate.
She's been acting like the world is plotting against her, even accusing Elliott Wilson, a well-known hip-hop journalist, of being paid off by Jay-Z just because he criticized her after she went on a live stream with Kai Cenat to promote her album. She turned a simple promo appearance into a whole conspiracy. The way she's moving lately, it's chaotic, unpredictable, and honestly, it's giving desperation. Nicki came at Elliott Wilson with full force, throwing shots like she had nothing to lose. She basically told him that if he stopped riding for Jay-Z so hard, maybe he'd finally find joy in seeing newcomers shine. She reminded him that people once tried to ruin her image by saying she didn't support other women in rap. And she clapped back by saying she's done songs with all the new girls, proving that narrative wrong. Then she flipped it on him, questioning why he couldn't be happy for Kai, a young black man making major moves online. She made it clear she sees bias and she's not holding her tongue anymore. But then, things got even wilder. Nicki took it up a notch and accused Jay-Z himself of being behind her arrest in Europe, claiming it was a deliberate move to sabotage her tour. If you remember, she got detained last year during the European leg of her Pink Friday 2 tour after authorities in Amsterdam received a tip that she was allegedly transporting substances from the US to Europe. She went live, telling fans exactly what was going on. And her version of the story was intense. She claimed, "They've been trying to stop me from coming to every show. They took my bags before I could see them, put it on the plane, now saying they're waiting on customs." She painted the whole situation as a carefully orchestrated plot by powerful people trying to bring her down because her tour was too successful and they couldn't profit from her wins. She said this was what it looks like when people are paid big money to try to sabotage a tour after all else failed. She even alleged that some folks had been stealing from her private jets, got caught, were fired, and then turned around and plotted against her out of revenge. According to her, this is exactly how they plan things in your luggage to create legal drama and block your bag. It was a full-on conspiracy narrative, and she wasn't holding anything back. Then came the bombshell from Storm Monroe, a well-known YouTube blogger who's built his reputation off inside scoops from Hollywood circles. He claimed he got some serious intel pointing straight at Jay-Z, saying there's allegedly a paid mole inside Nicki's own team, someone feeding information directly to Roc Nation. According to him, this insider has been leaking every little move Nicki makes, down to her travel details, so Roc Nation could stay one step ahead. He said that's how Dutch authorities knew there would be weed in her luggage before she even landed.
They say?
Second,
Tell me again.
the police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage
Okay.
and to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a random quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like,
Because I filmed him.
yeah, he was like, he doesn't believe that you don't have more with you than you say.
No, he asked me, do I have any more in those purses? And I said no. And I asked him, where are my bags? They took my bags and put it on the plane before I could know what bags are on the plane.
I see.
Yeah. So.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, of course.
Like the whole thing was mapped out from the start. Storm framed it as a calculated setup, designed to make her look like she was carrying illegal substances and push a negative narrative through the press to destroy her tour momentum. He said this wasn't just random bad luck. It was a strategy to label her in a damaging way and tarnish her reputation globally while she was mid-tour. And just when you thought Nicki would cool down, she went right back at Jay-Z with new accusations, this time involving major money. She claimed he scammed her out of a massive $200 million. She brought up how, back in 2015, Jay allegedly roped her, Rihanna, Alicia Keys, and several other big names into that title deal, making it seem like a power move for artists, only to turn around later and secretly sell the platform for $300 million behind their backs. In her eyes, it wasn't just betrayal. It was a straight-up industry chess move that left her feeling played. Nicki claimed that because she held a 3% stake in Tidal, she was supposed to walk away with roughly $8.9 million from that sale. But according to her, she didn't see a single cent. She said that when her legal team reached out to Jay-Z to get her share, he allegedly tried to lowball her with just $1 million, way less than what she believed she was owed. And to make it even messier, she claimed he wanted her to sign an NDA before receiving that money, like he was trying to silence her before cutting the check. Nicki wasn't having it. She refused to play along with what she saw as shady industry tactics. What's wild is that neither Jay-Z nor Beyoncé responded publicly to those accusations, but Beyoncé's family definitely stepped in. Miss Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mother, decided to speak without saying too much, and that's when things really got spicy. She posted a picture of herself and Beyoncé with a caption that read, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my faves didn't lose their minds like some people. Y'all have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance, as that Miss Tina Knowles would say." That was a direct hit without mentioning names, and the timing made it obvious who she was aiming at. The Bobs didn't let that slide. They swarmed her comments so aggressively that Miss Tina ended up changing the caption to something more neutral, saying, "Wow, I reposted this because it was talking about our relationship." But by then, the internet had already caught the original post, and screenshots were flying everywhere. Even Solange subtly chimed in by liking a few shady posts that lined up with her mom's energy. It was clear that Beyoncé's family had reached their limit with Nicki's antics, and weren't afraid to let her know, even if Bey and Jay stayed silent. Miss Tina tried to shut everything down by saying, "It had nothing to do with anyone other than me and Beyoncé. Please stop being messy and dragging me into something I don't have anything to do with. You guys should be ashamed." But by then, the drama had already snowballed. Solange took things to another level, hopping on Instagram to post a series of eerie, almost spiritual-looking photos of idols she's been rumored to keep close. The internet immediately went wild, speculating that it was a symbolic warning aimed straight at Nicki, like a subtle message to back off before she found herself on the wrong side of Solange's energy. Fans were calling it creepy, dramatic, and classic Solange all at once. And just when it seemed like things couldn't escalate any further, Nicki switched her aim right back to Jay-Z, and this time it involved his alleged estranged son, Rymir Satterthwaite.
I was told was that allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song Bigfoot, Goodfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So, from what I'm being told, Jay-Z was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her because her husband is her protection, which we know that. Roc Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's close to being broke. This was absolute setup and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he was crazy.
Rhymier has publicly claimed for years that Jay-Z fathered him when his mother was just 16 and has refused to acknowledge him ever since. Nicki saw an opening and decided to amplify the story, reposting a post from 50 Cent's Instagram that mentioned Rymier's legal battle. She added her own caption over it that read, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rhymier a request to move forward with his case, and the judge has demanded Jay-Z to respond to Rhymier paternity lawsuit." Then she added, "Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." It was a slick but heavy-handed jab that reignited a decades-old controversy in front of millions. At this point, Beyonce's patience had clearly run out. According to people close to the situation, Beyonce pulling strings to get Nicki blackballed wasn't just because of the non-stop shots at Jay-Z, it was personal now. The real trigger came when Nicki, in the middle of her heated back and forth with Cardi B, decided to take it to a level no one expected by dragging Beyonce and Jay-Z's children into the mess. That crossed a line that no one in the industry touches, and Beyonce isn't the type to go online ranting. She moves quietly, powerfully, and with precision. Nicki might have thought it was all just social media banter, but Beyonce's response is unfolding behind the scenes, and it's serious. This whole situation started from something completely unrelated to Jay-Z, which makes Nicki's move even wilder. Jay didn't have anything to do with it, yet Nicki somehow managed to drag not only him and Beyonce into the drama, but their children too. And that's what really set people off. It all kicked off when Cardi posted a heated tweet saying, "You said you're gonna kick my child's gums back. Didn't you say you was in New York?" This past words now, "Where the F you at? Cause today gonna be the day I go to jail." Cardi was ready to go there, and she wasn't holding back at all. Nicki came back swinging, replying, "Camel and Rat, we are not fazed by botted tweets and bots in the comments. That's precisely why you broke now. Desiree got fillers since I said she ugly now, she uglier. Oh girl, Camel, let's talk about your kids today. That's on the docket, boy." That line about talking about your kids sent shockwaves across social media because once you mention Beyonce and Jay-Z's children, it's no longer a regular rap beef. It's a declaration of war in pop culture terms. People were stunned that she said it so casually, like she didn't realize the storm she was calling down on herself. Fans online had plenty to say. One person said, "I said it once, and I'm gonna say it again. Beyonce about to attack them pockets in a sneak attack. Better stop playing." Another wrote, "The bars might be crazy, but they not the hive. It's about to be set on." Others warned her directly, saying things like, "Nicki Minaj, whatever issue you got with Jay-Z, keep it that way. Watch your mouth about Beyonce and her kids. She is the real queen you want to be." The tone was clear. People believed Nicki had finally crossed the line that no one dares to touch. And honestly, if Beyonce needed any final reason to teach Nicki a harsh lesson, this was it. From Cardi's claims about Nicki allegedly making remarks about her child, to Nicki firing shots at Beyonce's kids, the situation escalated fast and without restraint. It's got everyone watching to see what happens next, especially since Beyonce doesn't clap back online. She moves behind the scenes with power, precision, and silence that speaks volumes. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Nicki publicly speaking on Beyonce and Jay-Z's children? Do you believe she's about to face serious consequences from the Carters for stepping over that line? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more messy, jaw-dropping celebrity drama. And click here to check out the next wild story.